These are the original streetcars that ran here on the streets of El Paso up until 1974. And they were built for San Diego. The cars were put out of service after World War II, and then they were purchased by the El Paso City Lines, and that was in 1950. After service ended in 1974, the cars were stored out in the desert. When the decision was made to go ahead and bring streetcar service back to El Paso, a consultant was brought in and a contract was awarded to the Brookville Equipment Company of Brookville, Pennsylvania to do the rehabilitation on these cars. The idea for bringing back these streetcars was part of a project that was driven by several people. And then later on, in fact, the city council member Peter Schwartzbein was instrumental in pushing what's known as the Transborder project. There were a number of politicians that worked to gain the funds that would do this, and actually the money to do this came from the state of Texas directly. So the funding to create this project wasn't a burden that was placed on the city of El Paso. I like to think that this was a gift, if you will, to the city of El Paso to use to not only bring positive notoriety back, but certainly install a sense of pride in bringing back history. There was actually 9 streetcars total that were available to the project. And so 6 cars were chosen. So of the 6, right now we have 5 on site, and of the 5, 4 are running because we like to keep a spare in case we have a situation where you have to take a car out of service. We should be receiving the 6th and final car of the order sometime in the month of December, and certainly at the latest within the month of January 2019. There's a couple more cars left over, right, that could very well possibly go through the rehabilitation process. There is a discussion about extending the streetcar line east, but there have been discussions with perhaps trying, at least looking really deep into extending the route back across the Rio Grande into Juarez. Let me talk about the initial public response going all the way back to while we were just testing, and it was uniformly positive all the way around. The question that I always got, right, before we went into service, are the cars going to look the same? Are they going to act the same? Because when I was a little guy or a little girl, my father, my mom, my uncle, my grandfather took me on the streetcar to Juarez or from Juarez to here, and it was wonderful to consider the fact that we're bringing something like this back, which brings a sense of pride and history back to the region. We're running every day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and those are our normal hours, and certainly those hours will carry over into the non-holiday season. And then on Fridays, we're running from 7 a.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning. Saturday, we run until 1 o'clock in the morning as well. Now Sunday, normally we run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But during Winterfest, we've extended the hours out to 9 p.m. at night. To ride the streetcars, the fares reflect the standard Sun Metro fare base, which is $1.50. The fare is transportable, so essentially you can have a transfer or use your fare card. You can buy a day pass, and the fare is usable on all modes of transportation. The amenities on the streetcar to bring it into the 21st century, Wi-Fi, for example, GPS, an AVL system or automatic vehicle locating system so we can manage the headway between the streetcars. The cars are now ADA compliant. One of the really nifty engineering feats that Brookville pulled off was to integrate a wheelchair lift into the existing chassis. Also, the cars are retaining the same seating arrangements as they are before, but now the seats are leather. And the inside of the car is almost 100% Art Deco. It's beautiful.
Originally, I'm from New England. I'm from the Boston area, but I've lived in El Paso most of my life. I would definitely recommend riding the streetcar or the trolley because it is less stressful than riding the bus. It's very convenient. It's a smooth ride, and it's just a pleasure to you know, relax on the streetcar. If you're not in a hurry, I think the streetcar is the way to go.
As you ride, enjoy it, and make sure you make it available for other people to enjoy as well.